Hello, welcome back to the final round, back nine of the Play It Again Sports Jonesboro Open presented by Prodigy Discs. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And I'm Madison Walker, and we're the two hockeys.
Leave us a honk if you like the GKPRO coverage. We think they're doing a great job. We're happy to be in the booth. We're watching Catrina Allen just dominate the field, 22 down. Hokom and Pierce only one stroke apart in that battle for second. Macy Walker and a few other people have overtaken Kona.
One of them's named Erika Stinchcomb.
Yeah, I'm usually not in this position. It feels awkward.
Hot goose on the leaderboard.
So we'll watch Kona try to fight back through this really challenging back nine in these tough conditions. Hole 10 is a par 3. It's really difficult to get there for a putt. It's 360 feet, but you have to throw it low. And if you're going to get there on a backhand, it's a very late turn. This looks really solid.
Yeah, don't let that drone footage fool you, though. Thanks to GKPRO for the awesome drone footage, by the way. It's absolute trash out here on the course. The weather is garbage town.
The weather is garbage.
Yeah.
The course is very well maintained.
It's beautiful. There is no trash anywhere.
The play is kind of what Paige did. Just throw it straight, pitch up, take your par. If you try to get greedy, there's this vortex gravital anomaly on the side that just draws your discs in, as Catrina shows us. Though she gets kind of lucky and skips to the far edge of it.
Yeah, maybe it has a look at a putt even. The hard thing about this hole is you can get all the way down there, 360 feet, slightly uphill, tough flexing shot, and then have just an absolute death putt as your only option for birdie. So it's a kind of a doozy of a hole.
Technical terms?
Not my favorite women's hole on the course. This would probably be the only hole I have a complaint about. Not a fan.
That looks like that Emperor from Kona.
Wow.
And she could not have done that better.
Went to Crush Town.
I have not seen anybody part this
Me
yet
neither.
like that. That was amazing.
We watch Lead Card every day, and we have not seen anything like that.
Hokom with a perfect little upshot.
Yeah, what a well-metered backhand approach shot. That's a tough one with the death putt on the green.
And it's kind of that distance where you don't really want to like throw it.
Mm-hmm.
You almost just want to putt it. So it's an awkward shot to, what'd you call it, metering? I like
Metering.
that.
Yeah, it's super technical, and Hokom making it look like she's been doing it her whole life, which she hasn't. Paige running at her birdie putt. Catches some chains. Hopefully she didn't go too far down the hill.
That had to have been the only birdie on the day.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Maybe the only birdie ever.
There was 2 birdies on the day.
Oh my God.
Haley got the other one. She must have thrown an absolute crusher of a drive as well.
Haley would.
She would.
Everybody else just cleaning up the old pars.
No biggie.
What a highlight from Kona, though. Especially after the rough front nine.
Yeah, she's finding birdies where really no one else is. Moving on to hole 11. It's a par 4. The tee shot is bizarre. There's a hill right above the upward sloping tee pad that you have to get over. You want to get around this tree on the left and hopefully finish straight and not end up in this second little clump of trees on the left-hand side. Your second shot, you are hoping to just throw a flex forehand or maybe a turnover backhand to this hilly green on the right-hand side of the fairway. It's kind of like a 90-degree left, 90-degree right situation.
That looks early.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's a nice little bounce out, though.
Favorable kick.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't happen. That tree likes to just grab this and pull it into the center of its heart.
Heart of darkness.
Yeah, it's not fun in there. Paige going big and straight. I don't know if she wants to go that far on the right-hand side of the fairway, but she's relying her disc to finish out to the left. What is that?
That's a Zeus, I'm sure.
That was a beef shot.
Yeah, I think
Is that better than meat?
a little bit. God, if you didn't watch the front nine, Madison must be hungry. She's talking about a lot of beef and other weird stuff out here. But yeah, that is a stable disc from Paige, and she's way up there. Everybody else finding trouble. We'll see if Hokom can just lace a backhand into the ideal spot.
That was a favorable kick out from Catrina. That tree over there is pretty mean.
Oh my God.
Hokom opts for the backhand.
Early release.
You can tell that looked a little bit uncomfortable. It's the first time this weekend we've seen her look uncomfortable with her backhand. It's going to happen as she, integrates it into her game and gets more experience with it. But unfortunate that it happened on this hole because it is brutal on the left-hand side, as you can see from Catrina.
Yeah, she tried to cut that corner a little too tight and catches those branches, and she'll have a pretty tough, most likely a forehand approach to the green.
Sarah actually has a gap on the backside of this clump of trees, which is rare. She's throwing a forehand roller, and she'll get out into the middle of the fairway. Oh, wait, never mind.
A little right side. So, I mean, she'll have to throw a forehand. I'm sure I'm sure that will be fine for her. It'll be a bit tight, but that was a really good out.
Kona committing to the turnover, hoping for that stable disc to work back, or over stable disc to work back, but catches some cabbage. She'll be able to get up and down from there and save the par.
This would be a really amazing save if Kat can get all the way to the green. And at least she stopped short. It's a nightmare in there. Spoken from experience, both of us.
She'll be settling for bogey at worst on hole 4. Hokom putting it out wide right, which is what you need to do, but unfortunately there's this little boggy area at the bottom of the green that does not allow for you just to skip up the hill at all. There's no option at all.
Yeah, it just catches them.
Paige lining up a sidearm. Yesterday we saw her throw a turnover backhand here. Nice to see her working the sidearm. It looks great.
Yeah, it's definitely what the hole calls for, and she definitely had a nice correction and is inside the circle for a birdie. Kona trying to put it close and have an easy par.
She puts it up high just like you should on this hilly green. You don't get a lot of favorable skips uphill with the sidearm, so you have to put it high if you want to get it close to the basket.
And we'll see Catrina try just that.
Boom.
Yeah, nailed it.
So a majority of the field was working through this hole during the freight train front. There's only 4 birdies on the day, which is less than we've seen in days past.
Put Paige on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, good putt. Nice to see her gain some confidence there. Kat losing some confidence. And doinks it, has to settle for the double. So she's right back where she started, even par for the round. Hole 12 is a par 4, 535 feet. In the wind, a lot of the field's going to lay up short of those boards you see of that really large ditch. A lot of these ladies will probably try to go over the top, and then you have to make a choice. Most people are going to go to the left of that tree that's in front of the green. Right is an option, and we saw Sarah take a very interesting route on the right side, so we'll see if she does that again today.
Some people call it a ditch. I like to call it a stream.
You say juicy?
Cool.
It's all about perspective. It looks like the weather's calmed down a little bit here. When my card went through, it was a screaming 35 mile per hour headwind. And everyone, it was an automatic layup. But we can see these ladies going for it confidently. It doesn't even seem like a tough decision.
Ooh, 380 feet with that Emperor, according to that Bushnell Range FInder. Okay, so Hokom yesterday went way far to the right and then found this tiny little gap. Okay, so today she's being normal.
I wonder, it looked very intentional yesterday.
Maybe she just owns it, Yeah. That was a really nice forehand
That was
rip.
beautiful.
Yeah. Man, they're all over nice and safe, no problem. That lead card power.
Yep, looking pretty effortless. Katrina's further right than you want to be. It makes the second shot a little bit more difficult. You kind of want to be a little bit wider to the right, where Kona is.
Well, so this opens up the left side, but if you're on that right, you could potentially go right around the tree, which isn't as bad as I thought. Like, I didn't even practice right, but then I ended up going that way twice.
It's
in
like a good viable option.
It's like a scary shot, but like you can see it's pretty open, and then instead of like leaving it short and being blind to the pin, you usually at least get a look at the basket.
Wow, that was a great shot from both Kona and Paige for their approach.
Yeah, that's so hard. Like completely blind on a hill. We
You're also-
watched some terrible rollaways yesterday, so it's just a roll of the dice, it feels like almost.
Yeah, you're also having to throw uphill and have your disc still finish far forward. So
Oh,
it's
no.
oh no.
She rolled snake eyes.
No.
Yeah, really unfortunate to land in the circle and roll that far.
That is as far down as you can go. Catrina having to throw an anhyzer to get around that tree leaves it just a little bit short. She'll be right on the circle's edge and have a look at a putt, but all the putts on this green are death putts.
Yeah, and she struggled on that last putt, so we'll see if she can make the correction. Oh no.
There's something about that downhill putt. I did the exact same thing. It's like you try to just throw it soft and let the gravity do the work, but it doesn't do enough work.
Come on, gravity.
Come on, gravity.
Really nice birdie from Kat. Get right back under par. And it's really beautiful with the trees in the background and the hillside.
You can see a little blue sky peeking out.
Yeah, good camera work. Paige with the birdie. Man, you don't see a ton of birdies on this hole.
Only
even
4 on the day.
The best day, yeah, that sounds about right.
Congrats to Callie McMoran and Emily Beach for getting the 3 as well. Moving on to hole 13, it's a par 3. It's 255 feet, but it is pretty steeply uphill. It plays more like 300 feet. You want to not use all the space that is inviting on the right-hand side of the fairway. You almost want to wrap the tree a little bit on the inside.
Just like that.
Yep, we can see Paige doing that, getting a favorable skip, and she'll be well inside the circle. Oh, just inside the circle.
Inches.
Inches inside the circle.
Centimeters.
Catrina working a little bit more of the right-hand side, but she's got the distance to make that happen.
And that's an H1.
Wow.
Nice stable disc. Thrown just ridiculously well.
Yeah, coming in on those sharp hyzer angles on that downsloping hill is so scary.
Yeah, a bit of a risk for sure.
Yeah, with all those woods super close to the bottom of the circle.
That was a Halo Leopard 3.
Man, just
Also
making it
just
look easy.
parking it.
That was a Leopard 3. Huh. Kona's feeling the power.
I mean, with that Halo plastic's pretty stable, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like a lot of people are pulling out drivers for this hole, and she's just like, watch me throw this low-speed fairway.
Ooh, there's some blue. Some sun.
Not sure if that was a layup or if she was going for it, but if she was laying up, that's smart. It's what's behind that basket is brutal. You do not want to be in there.
Ooh, bounces off the rim and in for a bird. Let's see that one more time.
Paige does not lay up ever.
What did I see? I saw something else. Where'd I go?
I don't know.
I was transported via portal and saw something very different. I'm gonna get my prescription checked.
It's been a long weekend here in Jonesboro.
Regardless, it's in the basket.
Tap and birdie for Catrina.
That one also went just straight in the basket like a normal putt.
No rims.
God, no.
Kona may be having a little bit of a grip issue. Everything's still wet.
Could just be mental too.
Yeah, once you miss one short putt, it's hard to shake it off, especially with some nerves. But tap and par. Move on.
Hole 14. You can lay up short of this nice creek bog ditch, and or you can go all the way across, which we saw Paige do yesterday. I think the smart play is to lay up short because then you still have a really good opportunity to throw a mid or even a fairway or even a putter. I mean, dealer's choice to attack for the birdie. So that looks like a Zeus. I'm sure Paige is trying to, maybe even eagle it, right?
Yeah, she can get there for sure.
This looks pretty good, but it's kind of hyzer out.
I feel like with the conditions, it's maybe not the best decision to try to go for the green here. It's a lot of ground to cover, especially with that much elevation.
She covered 450 feet of ground, though. That's pretty far. But I think she'll be really impeded on that left side. I don't know if she'll have any kind of look or even a very good approach.
Yeah. Catrina opting for the layup. She works that left-hand side, setting herself up for a hyzer approach.
Yeah, I definitely threw too straight every time. You want to go more left than you think. It's flatter on the left side in that layup area, and then it opens up the hyzer, like you said.
Sarah with the sidearm approach. She's also trying to work the left-hand side. Oh. Where am
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Catrina lining up her hyzer.
Super well done.
Wow. Uses the stump as a backboard. She'll have a tap in for birdie.
That was that H1 I think she threw in the last hole.
Kona definitely does not get enough heat on the disc.
Better.
She'll be in the bushes on the left-hand side. There's some little holes you can poke through and scramble, but there's no putts over there. There's no way to get a look
at her birdie. This is a really technical upshot for Hokom with that sidearm, but that's why they call her technical sidearm Hokom. No one calls her that. But that's what she does.
We're getting sloppy over here.
Get us out of here.
Paige looks like she might have had something. She seemed happy with her little approach. She'll have a birdie look.
Yeah, better than having to try to do some crazy skip hyzer around all that stuff.
Catrina finished a little bit more left than I thought. I thought she was really close to the basket. She must have kind of skidded down the log. And on that elevated basket, that's a tough one.
That's a tough little spot too, because you got a lot of branches poking you in the back, and you have to do a little straddle, and you just feel like it's pushing you forward. Not like I was there or anything.
No experience had in that position. Nice par from Kona. Catrina still getting the par, even with an inside the circle putt.
Paige with an unconventional birdie, we'll call it. She parked it through that little gap up in the trees.
I'm still so curious how many people go for this.
When I'm stepping up to a hole, I visualize everything. What's the wind, the water, the trees? What disc am I gonna choose? What's the distance? Okay, 425. I'm going with the ESP nuke. Knowing the distance is pretty much the most important thing. I feel like it's gonna revolutionize how good people get. I am Paul Ulibarri. Working together with Bushnell, we can push the game to a whole new level.
Moving on to hole 15, the shortest hole on the course, or one of the shortest holes on the course, 270 feet. This is the birdie you want to get in the back nine. There's no real trouble to get in. The only trouble you're going to find is once you get on the green, there's lots of opportunities for death putts and rollaways.
I think this is the only hole on the course where par just feels bad.
It feels really bad. But, I've seen so many rollaways this weekend and watched so many bogeys happen.
Yeah, it's still on a hill. Classic Jonesboro.
Yep, it's there.
Paige hanging out a little bit too wide and leaves herself outside the circle. How about that sunshine, though?
I know. It felt so nice afterwards. After being cold. Hokom opting for the backhand again, having a little bit of issue with it. Maybe a grip thing. Throwing backhands is hard when you've never done it before, but throwing backhands with wet hands and cold discs is even harder. It's a whole new, you can't get that snap that you're used to being able to get.
Yeah, it's the worst. That was really nice.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Let's see, that was
Catrina just adding fuel to the fire. She says, I'll take a few more birdies. Why not?
That was her X1, and she's parked.
Kona with a great looking shot. Skips up the hill. She'll have probably a 25-footer.
That was that same Halo Leopard 3.
A little bit of a death putt.
Ooh.
Sarah finding trouble on the fairway. If anyone can make this shot happen, though, it's her.
Wow.
Inside the circle.
And that was a great effort from there. That was her envy.
Paige just around circle's edge. Oh, no.
Oh, blows right by it. And is now outside.
She will have a mirror putt. This one's a lot more comfy, though. It's uphill. You don't have to worry about blowing by. If anything happens, you can be a lot more confident. Not that she is never not confident.
Always am confident. Let's see that one more time, GK replay.
Never not gonna miss it. Yes.
Best in the game at making those scary comebackers.
Beautiful slow-mo footage from the GK slow-mo.
Great scramble. Maybe in this one instance, part of them feel so bad.
And I feel like Hokom's one of the best in the game at scrambling. I mean, she's got those sidearm styled. She's got rollers. She's got overhand shots. Kona feeling a little nervy on the green today.
There it is.
But she finds the chains.
Nice birdie. Built some momentum with that one. Going into the very challenging last couple holes.
Not necessary, but why not up the ante? Great birdie from Catrina.
I mean, I think keeping your foot on the gas is really tough to do when you have a lead like that.
Totally.
And it's like, oh, I have so many strokes to give away, and she's not giving them away. She's 3 down on the round.
It's easy to get loosey-goosey out there.
Honk.
Honk.
Paige 8 down. I didn't quite realize she was doing that well.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
It's like a nice clean round. You never really notice it.
Hokom, myself, Macy, all under par. Kona fighting to get back towards par. Hole 16 is really interesting.
That's a good word for hole 16.
Yeah, that's the entire preview. That's all you get. But, you're trying to pitch a sidearm. Ideally, you might see a couple hyzers, but pitch a sidearm into the landing zone, which is very hilly and lumpy and just a lot of things happening there. You have to get a little lucky, honestly, to have decent footing to approach the green. We saw Catrina yesterday pitch up a bit shorter and stay on the hill and then just look for the gap in the trees to go across. So that's her play today as well.
It's such a smart play. I actually wish I could have practiced that. I wanted to try it yesterday, but I still went for the silly, interesting.
Yeah. It's this shot, but right? And then she didn't quite get far enough, but she almost did. It's still trying.
But even if you do get far enough, it can still skip into some trees or be lumpy enough that you don't feel comfortable throwing across.
So if you don't make it across the water, you have to throw from a drop zone until you do. So it plays as an island, essentially. And then Paige finding that same kind of weird landing zone as Kona. Not quite getting enough distance.
Yeah, you have to push the tree that is straight ahead right now. You have to almost touch it to get to the right landing zone, which is scary because there's also out of bounds past that tree on the island hole or hole 5's green. It's a very scary shot. It's a very touchy shot. High risk, not a lot of reward.
Cat going once again. Putter driver is her D2.
She has a low ceiling to contend with, but it's like it didn't exist. She throws another one of her powerful, punchy drives, and she'll be inside the circle.
Kona forced to pitch up.
She lands just on the other side of the drop zone.
Paige having to do the exact same thing. Hokom may be shocked to see where she landed. She threw a shock there and has to pitch jump.
God.
MVP is the best pun discs in the sport. Oh, she lands on the drop zone. That's awesome.
I don't know about you guys, but I hope there's way more MVP puns from my fellow hot goose.
I've thought of a few. I'm just waiting to use them.
Paige throws it across the water, no problem. She'll be inside the circle. A little bit of a death putt. We have enough sunlight for official shadows out there today.
Certified.
It's getting really nice.
This is that same shock. Shocking no one.
She'll have probably 15-foot putt, but it's a little bit more technical. There's a little berm or bluff, as we were calling it yesterday.
Mini bluff.
Mini bluff. And there's some tiny pine trees to contend with.
Really miniature landscape overall. That was Kona. That was trying to figure out which disc she just threw. Whatever it was really good. I want to say Cayman.
Mm-hmm. That looks right. Paige saving the par after having to pitch out to the drop zone. It doesn't feel good. I'm not going to lie. When you have to pitch like a little short shot like that, you just don't really still feel good about it.
I mean, no, but also it's the best that you can do, so par doesn't feel too bad. But it just sucks when you have to throw a shot 16 feet.
Mm-hmm. In the middle of your hole.
Yeah.
Hokom did not have to contend with those mini pine trees. Has an open putt. Oh, no. We know Kona's going to hit the practice green hard this week. She's never satisfied. That's what makes her such a tough competitor. And that's why we saw her rise to the top so quickly. Hole 17, it's a par 4, 530 feet. There's out of bounds on the fence line on the left-hand side, and there's a bunch of natural out of bounds on the right-hand side. You do not want to flip into that area, trust me. Most players are going to land around that 250-foot stake, ideally past it to open up your shot to the green, where you can just throw a little putter down the big hill.
This is a bit too low. No, it's not. It's perfect.
Another punchy linear rope drive from Catrina.
That was excellent.
That was excellent.
This is the first time that they caught us, and it was the first time that we had caught the card in front of us. I've never gone 17 holes and not seen the card in front of me. It's kind of crazy. Really good pacing.
Yeah, Jonesboro did a great job with that. We had the same thing. We didn't see anybody in front of us or behind us. We were never really waiting or having anyone waiting on us.
Yeah.
Love
awesome.
These artistic shots for the tee pad with some grass in the foreground. GKPRO killing it as always.
Sun shining off of them.
You can see there's no more wind really. Calmed down very nicely.
This is a photon.
She's going in a little bit earlier and to the right than you want. She trickles into the edge. She can still get up and down from there, but it's a very technical shot and a very scary shot.
I mean, I don't know that she can throw sidearm with all that stuff on the right. She might be able to, but it'll be interesting to see what she has from there.
Kona pushing the left side a little bit more, which is a smart play. It's a little scary, but she'll have a super open shot down the big hill to the green.
That Halo Leopard 3 she's throwing must be pretty stable.
It's got to be. It doesn't look like a Leopard 3 the way it flies or the way it finishes.
This is her Nexus Invader.
Catches some cabbage on the right. It filters her down into the dreaded hole 17 bubbling bog.
230 feet left for Paige. She throws a Crystal Fierce and maybe, wow, giving it a run.
Buzzes the basket.
It was a Fierce. Not a buzz.
Damn. Sarah is still managing to find a sidearm route. Can she get up and down?
Yeah, Sarah.
She's inside the circle.
I mean, she's definitely down. Like, she fell after that shot. I'm going to stop.
Oh,
that was
what?
a really good effort from there. You said more. What do you want? Oh, this is the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
Look at the tongue
Please
out,
go in.
focus face.
Heroic effort. Was she sitting? Like, was she fully on the ground?
You can't sit there. It's thick mud, like wet.
I mean,
thick mud.
well, she's got an impressive squat range then.
Yeah. Looks like Paige didn't really have much of a putt to work with there.
She'll have to settle for the par. Hokom for a amazing birdie if she gets it.
Oh, no.
We'll also have to settle.
Yeah, we're glad it sits down, though. This green is super sloped. You can see Kona looks like she's a mile downhill from the basket, and she's only 15 feet away. And it slopes downhill to some pretty daunting woods. This hole also, I feel like if you have a good drive, just par doesn't feel good. And all these ladies
you're
had
looking
pretty
right
good drives.
at it.
Yeah.
Cat moving to 4 down on the round.
Pedal to the metal.
Yeah, she played that hole perfectly.
And moving on to one of the hardest holes on the course to finish out.
Yeah, throw through this gap, or maybe a huge hyzer, trying to land somewhere around this bridge. There's OB on the left. The whole way, the OB on the right starts like halfway down and then wraps around to the basket. You can go left or right of that tree patch we just passed. Yeah, clump. Man, I don't think I've seen anyone birdie it. I've seen a lot of 5s to 7s. You're pretty happy with a par on this hole.
Yeah, and it's basically it's kind of the hole that can build on each other. It's a domino effect. Where your drive lands is going to depict how the rest of the hole goes pretty quickly.
Yeah, we'll see that from Catrina. She lands OB early, and she might not have very good footing or a very good approach to save her par. And this is not what you want.
No. That careens left towards the out of bounds, finds it. And where Catrina went out of bounds has a pretty significant, it's better than where Paige went out of bounds.
Advantage?
Advantage, yes. It has a significant advantage from where Paige went out of bounds. She'll be in jail from her out of bounds line, whereas Catrina will be able to at least find a place to move her arm.
This is that Halo Leopard 3 again. She's been throwing it a lot on this back nine.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay.
She's scared of the left-hand side. It gets in her head at the last minute, and she filters through. Wow.
Yeah, she says, yay, on her little note comments that I love.
Finds the 500-foot stake.
Yeah, good break. One of my favorite things to try to do in disc golf is if you have a good break, like try to capitalize and do something really cool. Like don't mess it up after that good break.
No.
Yeah. That was a tiny gap. I actually landed 4 feet from her and had to
too.
try to throw the same gap. Yeah.
Same here, but I actually made it through the gap.
Did you hit the big tree?
Yes, I hit the big tree.
Me too.
That big tree is brutal.
That was a good recovery shot.
Yeah, her third shot will find her still around 300 feet downhill from the pin with the tree patch to contend with.
So Catrina getting to take 2 meters off that barbed wire. Still looking a little uncomfortable.
She opts for the right side. Well,
nah, just trying
never
to
mind.
Yeah, hyzer left.
I also need to re-up my prescription. My glasses.
Do you have 20/20 vision?
Yes.
You have no excuses.
Kona goes through the tree patch. It's no big deal. Finds herself on the other side with a pretty open approach to the green, around 200 feet.
Hokom going left side and getting a little caught up. I mean, I think she'll have a pretty open window. So 320 feet to the green. She's trying to get there. Gonna have to go over the hill, through the woods.
Over out of bounds the entire way.
And she does it. Inside the circle. That's to save her par, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. If you would have asked me off the tee if she could save her par.
No, that's to save a bogey.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Math.
I think once you go out of bounds left, where we all went out of bounds, there's really not
No
a lot
coming
of
back
par
from that.
saving.
Yeah.
Katrina throws a pretty textbook shot to get inside the circle. Sarah, even though she found the tree patch, she still has an open shot to the green. She's lining up a sidearm, which is kind of scary. The green slopes downhill from left to right. But she's really good at managing her landing angles. Leaves it a little short,
Yeah,
but
it's just a bit early. Totally. It looked pretty awkward, a little pinched.
Kona having to throw a patent pending here.
200 feet. She's throwing her Star Mako 3. Man, that's crazy that this is her third shot.
Oh.
And she parked it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about that enough because
So we're gonna see a birdie on hole 18.
I'm really curious if that's the only one the whole weekend.
No, Jessica Weiss got it today as well.
Oh, okay. Why? Come on.
Jessica birdied some hard holes out here today.
Both times I said, oh yeah, that's probably the only birdie all weekend.
And we have the Haley Kings and the Jessica Weisses. Wait.
Yeah, good job, whatever.
Sarah for her birdie.
Good try, Sarah.
Leaving it just a bit short.
Wow, good scramble for bogey.
Yeah, 6 doesn't feel bad after going out of bounds that early and then hitting the tree 8 feet in front of where you went out of bounds.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
What a save.
Just a tap in 4. This moves Kona into a tie for 5th with yours truly.
Yay. Hot goose in the top 5.
Big ol' honk for that. We actually didn't do a playoff, which is crazy for that throw pink qualifying spot.
Yeah, this is the Women's Nationals qualifier. There are 15 events. And big congratulations to Catrina Allen. She's already qualified for that event. She did on the first event. Let's hear what she has to say.
Catrina Allen. Katrina, your crown champion, a dominating performance out here this weekend. What does that mean for you?
It's good. I haven't won this one yet, and it feels really good. And the round yesterday will be one that I think about a lot. So. Yeah.
Well, and that was my next question is,
Yeah.
Rarely can someone go to bed with a 10-stroke advantage going into a final round. Did you sleep easy, or were you restless last night with that huge advantage?
No, I slept really good until 4, and then I was like, okay, I'm ready for the round. But no, yeah, like I said, that round felt great, and I just knew I was just going to go out and do what I always do, stick to my game plan, and man, the weather was a crazy round.
You weathered through it literally and physically.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday you said that you were going to go on vacation, but yet you played such great golf. You sure you want to take a vacation? Don't you want to play more golf?
No, I heard it's going to snow in Kansas City, so I'm out of here. Or Missouri. Yeah.
All right. You win in such dominating fashion. Does this make a statement? I mean, it feels like the old cat is back. You played so well all weekend long. Do you feel like you're making a statement?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I told myself at the beginning of the season, I worked my tail off this off season, maybe harder than I ever had, and know that I have some struggles that I'm fighting through, and just tell myself every weekend to just stick to the hard work, stick to my, not change anything, not get down if I have a bad, like Waco was a terrible finish, but I move forward and won belt and things like that. So I'd love to win by this many every weekend, but I'm just gonna, take it one weekend at a time and stick to the plan.
Well, it's certainly incredible. Anyone you'd like to thank, any sponsors or people you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, Alyssa for carrying my bag all weekend, Austin, Ricky, Casey, my mom, my best friends. I just feel like I have a really great support system right now that makes it really easy to come out and play well.
All right. Well, you played well. You're the champion here in Jonesboro. Everyone, this is Catrina Allen, your champion. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, indeed.
It's hard to hear that she could work harder than she ever does in the past. I mean, she already works harder than everyone. I
No
feel like.
kidding. She averaged well over 1,000. That is a tournament to remember for her, for everyone. Very dominant performance. Paige shooting the hot round today to earn her second place spot. Hokom pushing, for that second place spot and getting close, ending in a really solid third. We'll have to check with the leaderboard to see the rest of it. Kona ending in that tie for 5th and earning that spot to the Throw Pink event.
I believe
as well as Macy Walker.
Yep, Macy Walker also qualified. There's, I believe, 13 more events for qualifiers for that event that we're looking forward to following. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out all week and dealing with Erika's puns.
It was just today.
Also, thanks to GKPRO for the awesome footage and for having us on the mic. My name's Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
We are the two hot geese.
Honk, honk.